Welcome back, y'all, to another episode of the True Hagobi Show. It's your boy, True Hagobi, your player partner coming to you live from the East Coast, doing the most. So I just wanted to talk to you guys today about, are you really willing to get rid of your old life? When I talk about enlightenment, when I talk about changing your perspective, when I talk about being transformed by the renewing of your mind, Romans chapter 12, guys, you have to give up your whole life, eh? You have to give up your whole life. Everything that you thought you knew, everything that you thought you were, everything that you know. But the beautiful thing about it is that, like, you get to become bigger. You get to become the biggest version of yourself. You get to become the best version of yourself. What's funny is that, like, when I was trying to be somebody I was not, I was fat, I was broke, I was, not living how I wanted to live. I was on the clock. I'm on the next man's clock, and I'm trying to, like, work 2 jobs so I can save $1,000, so I can buy a car, so I can do the, so I can get to an apartment, so I can sit down in it. So my whole thing now is just, like, I do what I want to. Now I live my own life. You know what I'm saying? I live for myself. Nobody tells me what to do. All people can do is just give me their opinion and give me their opinion on my life, and think about, I should do this and I should do that. But it's just that, their opinions, I literally just I'm literally living my best life right now, and in all things I'm free. It's funny because I was studying quantum jumping last summer, and I set the throttle. And if for those who you do not know what that is, that's when you use, like, your tongue. You use your tongue to place on the roof of your mouth, and then you set your intention so that every time you put the tongue on the roof of your mouth intentionally, you will think about your intention. And I did that, and I did it with, I'm free. So every time I put my tongue on my mouth, on the roof of my mouth, I think I'm free, And I started saying that I'm free. Last year, first order of business came. I gave up the place I was staying, the studio. That was a $2,000 a month I was paying for that studio. Cool place. That's where I was filming those old videos. You can see on my channel, I was filming those old videos in the studio, where I had my suit and all them things. And that was the first thing that went to go. Second thing that went to go was my job. I was working a 9 to 5. Well, technically it was a 12 to 8 because I was working in BC, British Columbia, but I was living in Ontario, so the time zone was 12 to 8. And my dad asked me, like, why you leave that job? It was a good job. I rate the people that were there, and I rate the work that I was doing. I learned a lot of the stuff that I learned there, I'm implementing in my own life and my business right now. But it was a lot of work. Like, it was a lot of to me, what the issue was that it took up the most precious hours of my day, which was 12 to 8. So, like, by the time I get up, I had a chance to, like, do a thing between 6 a.m. to 12 noon, but you can't really do nothing. You can't really, like, go to the mall. You can't do nothing, like, between that time, because the mall, like, world just opened up at 9. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, by the time you check yourself, I have to get ready to go to the spot, and then by the time I'm done work, it's 8. So for the most part, it was nighttime. By the time I'm finished, it's already nighttime. And then it's like, okay, go home, sleep, shower, whatever, and go to bed so they can get up and do it again tomorrow, And it was a lot of work. There was a structural rechange in the company, and then it caused us to get, like, it caused me specifically to get almost triple the workload with no extra pay. So after that, I said, it's okay, And all in this time, on my mind, I'm thinking I'm free. All in my mind, I'm thinking I'm free. And then that was November the 22nd, 2024, was the last day. Around that day I left. And again, I'm grateful for every opportunity that has presented itself unto me, But did some leverage plays. I did some leverage plays as well too, to get some money to build a studio, to do all these kind of things, thinking that, like, I would become profitable in a shorter amount of time than it actually takes. Because I realized that a lot of times things take longer. Even through the manifestations that I've experienced, it could take like about a year, Originally it took 8 years, then it went to 1 year, and then now I'm seeing things transmute within like a day or two. So with that being said, after I left the job, it was just, the last thing I had is this car that I'm sitting into right now, my 2019 Honda Accord, bomb ass whip. 10 out of 10 would get it again. Still have plans to get a vehicle like this. I like this one. But my brother had told me, he's like, yo, don't think about it as like something you own. Just think about something like you're using right now, And I thought about it. I'm like, yeah, that's true. Don't let it make you think that, like, you're a failure because you have to get rid of these things, or you have to give it up, And again, it goes back to the whole notion where it's like, I don't want to have a car. I don't want to have a job so that I can have a car so I can have a place. You know what I'm saying? My whole thing is always just like, look, make money online. My main focus is always just to make money online, and then after that, everything else can come and go. You know what I'm saying? Just use the things as you pass through the city. You know what I'm saying? As I travel city to city, I just use these things to pass through. It's not a matter of like trying to own something and say this is mine because I got my name on the ownership and blah blah blah. Yeah, okay, now your name is on the ownership. Now you're responsible for all the maintenance. Now you're responsible for the insurance. Now you're responsible for everything. You're responsible for all the speeding tickets. You're responsible for all the anything that, you know, you're responsible for it. But if I just rent a car, then that's Hertz responsibility. That's Budget's responsibility. You know what I'm saying? If the tire goes flat, I can just call them and say, hey, come pick up your car and bring me another one, and they'll bring it for you because that's what you pay for. You know, but if you get one in your own car, you have to wait there. You got to do it yourself. You have to, you know. So I'm just saying to myself that like that's not really how I want to live. My whole thing has always been I want to live easy mode. You know what I'm saying? And again, not talking about like whatever, easy mode. I want to live on easy mode. I'm not here to struggle. Look at me. I'm not here to struggle. So again, after that, now I'm looking at things in my life and I'm like to myself, okay, cool. I'm getting to the point now where this car can go. Probably, guys, within the next month, I'll probably return it back to the bank and then do a voluntary repo, and then, you know, and it's funny because they're like gonna be like, oh well, like, you know, you don't have to do that and da da da. But I'm like, look, guys, because if I stop paying it, you guys are gonna start crying and you're gonna call me every day. So just take your car back. You know what I'm saying? You could sell it and then we'll take care of some other things, you know. And my whole thing is always just like, well, like, oh, like, what about negative equity? So what, bro? I know about consumer law. There's some things we can do to take care of these things. Stop living in fear. You know what I'm saying? The whole notion is to not live in fear. Essentially, guys, what I'm just trying to say is that like I don't want to have to live a life where everything is contingent on something else. Everything is contingent on me having a job. Everything is contingent on like this whole work-life balance. Because at the start, there pretty much like is no work-life balance. You know, you have to always work or you're off. You're working or you're off. You know, to me, I just think that like the balance per se comes from when you're in control, and not in control in the sense of like I control this. It's just like I know, like in the sense of like I know what's gonna happen and da da da. You don't really know. You know, my whole thing is that like you don't know. You don't really. Only when you look back, when you look in the rearview mirror, are you able to see how far you've come. Okay, and that's pretty much the thing that I'm trying to say is that like I don't want to have to live a life where, you know, I'm bound. I'm free, guys. I'm free. I'm gonna get a bike. I'm gonna get something, you know, like the one we just showed in the last video, the Yamaha Xmas. I'll get something like that, you know. But it's like they want all this money for insurance. They want all this money for car payment. They want all this money for first and last. They want all this money to furnish your apartment. They want all this money to turn on the electric. Come on, man. Let me just rent the place for a month for $1,600 and call it a day, and I'll leave at the end of the month and I'll go somewhere else, or I'll extend it for you and stay longer. You feel me? But in this idea of being bound, in this whole idea of being bound, I just think it's silly, and I don't want to do that. I don't want to live that way. So when I tell you guys I'm free, it took me like a year. It took me about a year to find, less than a year. November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June, July. So we're approaching like 9 months right now. August gonna make 10 months, you know. And I'm free, guys. I'm free. So in all these things, I just wanted to share, and look, there's the Yamaha bike that we just took a video of, and the last one is driving off. So I just wanted to take this time to share with you guys kind of like what's going on in my life and what you're gonna see later on the channel. I gotta make some more. I'm heading to the library right now to get some work done, and essentially my day just consists of gym in the morning, library during the afternoon, and then finding a place to sleep in the night, you know. And then I remember I was talking to my dad, and he's just like, oh, like, you know, why don't you just try this, and you should get a place, so at least. And I respect the hustle, you know what I'm saying? I respect the game, and I'm gonna get a place soon. I'm just saying that, like, as of right now, guys, I'm more concerned about making money online. I'm seeing the fruits of my labor started to blossom right now, and I'm just like, just lock it in. I don't wanna like now go and spend like $3,000, $5,000 to get a place first and last and furnish it, when I can spend the next, like, let's say $250 $250 for the next like 3 months or whatever. Even that on subscriptions, so that I can clip content, I can make better videos, and I can do more work online, so that I can start making $10,000 a month, $15,000 a month, $20,000 a month, and allowing larger sums of money to come into my life effortlessly. You know what I'm saying? My friend Michael, and Michael is gift means gift from God. I remember he told me, he said, it's easy to make $1 million in a year with the right systems. So I'd rather spend my time right now and my money building systems than trying to like find a place to live and sit down and be like, okay, I put my feet up and like watch Netflix. I'll be all right, man. So in all things, I love you guys. Peace. I'm out of here, yo.